Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining us on this fine Tuesday evening. Yep, it's not normal. Things keep going wrong here in Dempsey HQ. I'll explain. I got home from California on Saturday. By the way, I'm exhausted right now. Okay, I'm knackered because normally I'm pretty good with jet lag. This time around, it's kicking my ass. Don't know why, but it is. So I got home from Titans on Saturday, was an absolute wreck. Sunday was still a wreck. Sunday evening, went into the studio because I was like, I'm going to have a day off, but I could do some tidying up. Went into the studio to find that the ceiling light, a big strip light that's part of our little garage, had literally fallen off the ceiling because it had broken and all the plastic had cracked around all the mounting points and smashed onto the gaming table. Bonus, gaming table's okay. Models and terrain on the gaming table also okay, thankfully. Other bonus, it didn't happen whilst anybody is in there, so no one got hurt. So 3 bonuses. I'm trying to take the positives from this chat. Downside being, we currently don't have a guy to come out to look at it until tomorrow. So tomorrow a person's going to come and have a look. Fingers crossed, they'll be able to also fix it tomorrow. Fingers crossed, we can get back to 10th edition games on Thursday night. I'm not going to make any promises because I don't know. He might turn up and be like, oh, this is a bigger problem than I thought it was. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's an easy fix. It's just a like-for-like swap for a light. We don't know. I don't know, chat. One of them days today, by the way. Our oven's now broken. Super helpful. So we can't cook anything in our oven anymore. Our hob on top, half of that's now broken. Our boiler's now been fixed, at least. Many things are going wrong. Many things are going wrong. Apparently, I'm not supposed to go away ever. But thank you for coming and joining us on a fine Tuesday evening. If you're new here or if you're not, please make sure you hit all those magical buttons for us, the like, subscribe and bell notification meme that every YouTuber ever in the world tells you to do. Please do all that for us as well. So hit that like if you enjoy the content, subscribe if you haven't already, because we still have a ton of people who aren't subscribed to the channel, and all of you people that are choosing to join us are amazing, so thank you so much. We are racing towards 25k right now, although I am pretty convinced that a lot of that's because I was at Titans, right? So that's probably going to die down and we won't hit 25k till December at this rate. But thank you so much for all those people who have joined us recently. A big shout out to Nordos for gifting a membership right at the start. A big shout out to Harris on Siggers, who's become a member all by himself. What a legend. And a big thank you to Paul Harrison for the 5. I really hate fixed squad sizes. I want my 5-man bike squad. I want my 8-man berserker squad. Thank you so much for the 5-man. That's the 3 great ways you can support the channel right now. And to top off a shit few days, we had a big super secret project meeting this morning about the shop fitting costs, etc. And they're starting to hit what could only really be described as astronomical, to the point where the project's really in jeopardy right now. So everything you do to support us is really grateful, right? Because I'm not sure quite how we're going to make it work at the moment. Okay. There we are. How are you all doing? I hope you're all right. I hope you're having a slightly better time than me right now. Okay? Anyway, I am therefore in a slight bit of a bad mood. Okay? Not in a horrific mood. A bit of a bad mood. Not in a horrific mood. And so I was sat here earlier and I was like, what do I do for a stream topic? And I'll go as far as to say that I even posted in the OnlyThanes WhatsApp chat. I only posted about an hour ago. I don't really want to stream today. Now, I'm going to stream. It's my fucking job. I have to turn up to work whether I want to or not. I don't really want to. So then I sat there and thought, well, what am I going to talk about? Okay. And so that led me to the title of our video today. 10th edition is now fully released. What a mess. Now, I'm going to admit to some slight clickbait in the title because predominantly I'm not actually talking about the game itself. I think that there is issues and problems with the game itself. Some of them small, some of them slightly bigger than small. And I don't like the fact that we did in fact need an 18-page clarification document to clarify a rulebook that wasn't even out yet. I mean, if you know you have to release an 18-page clarification document, you've probably already accepted that the person who wrote that rulebook is a fucking idiot and probably needs to think about how he writes rulebooks, because how can you need an 18-page clarification document to clarify 18 pages of rules? It's madness. I don't understand how anyone can ever think that that's a good idea. But what, for me personally, as a creator, I'm gonna maybe give you a slight peek behind the curtain here. I don't think I'm gonna give you any information that we haven't already told you. But what was interesting, or what is interesting potentially from a creator's perspective, is this whole release. This whole release, for me personally, has been an absolute mess. An absolute mess. And I'm going to explain to you why. And I don't necessarily mean just from a creator's perspective, okay? This is not about me moaning that they didn't give me the best possible chance to make content. That's not what it's about. I mean, even for you people, for the consumers out there yourselves, I am not sure what they were thinking when it comes to the release of 10th edition. In the meantime, thank you, Masterville, for the 5. I'm wondering where my Krieg engineers are and my quad launchers, as well as a few other units. Not spent a penny on GW so far, and I'm 2k better off. Amazing. Thanks, Will, for the 5. James Hobbs, thanks for the 2 poos. Hero. Mark Cloden, thank you for the gifted membership. Jill, thank you for the 5 box of screws for Super Secret Project. I appreciate it, Jill. Thank you. Ben, thank you for the 350. It's going to work out, Liam. Community reaction. Yeah. And Paul, not a lot, but feel better. No, but it's all amazing. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, I think if I was honest, if I'm being completely honest, I think the people at GW perhaps need to stop and have a long look at themselves when we talk about the release of 10th edition. Okay, I don't want to be negative. I'm actually enjoying playing games of 10th, right? I think that as a game, I'm having more fun. There's some glaring problems, okay? Eldar are a glaring problem. Towering and Knights currently is a glaring problem. I personally believe that the individual who wrote the initial article about less lethality and less or fewer rerolls probably needs to be fired, because none of that is proving to be true, okay? It's like 9th, but less refined currently, which I think we kind of expected because it's a new edition. But what's happened is a few things, okay? So first of all, can we talk about the release schedule? The release schedule was fucking awful. I don't understand. We had 2 to 3 months of build-up about the edition, which basically murdered everybody's passion for the current edition, which was 9th edition at the time. So 2 to 3 months of build-up, 2 to 3 months of nonsense, right? And then the releases started. And we had the core rules. If you remember, a few weeks ago on a Friday, I sat here and I showcased a few rules to you people, just the core rulebook basically, but I couldn't showcase anything else but the core rulebook. And then the day after, I was allowed to showcase Tyranids and Space Marines, but only what was in the book. What was in the box, nothing else. And then slowly but surely they drip. Well, actually, we had a week of just that. A week of just Tyranids and Space Marines, but only what's in the box is all that's allowed. Then we had a week of drip-fed faction rules over 4 or 5 days, which meant that people were losing their... When am I going to get to see my Necron? Why couldn't they roadmap it? Why couldn't they just show us when Necrons are coming and when Space Marines are coming and when Tyranids are coming and when Chaos are coming? So that happened. Then we finally got our hands on the points. And then we got given another week with the points in hand before they started to showcase some Forge World stuff. And then they maybe showcase some Legend stuff. And then they released the points.
For the repairs.
Starius, thank you. So why is my speakers aren't working at all right now? I'm not sure why. Why are my speakers not working at all? Thank you, Starius, thank you so much for the 100. You're an absolute legend. That is incredibly generous. I appreciate you massively. But I don't know why my speakers are broken. I might have to go and plug them in again in a minute because she's not actually reading it out to me aloud. But that's amazing, Sarah. Thank you so much for the repairs. Welcome home. I appreciate it. It's so good to be home. I'm so happy being home, but it's been emotional so far. All right, it's been emotional. So we then had the Forge World kind of stuff. Then we had the Legend stuff coming out, which again, more on that in just a moment. And then finally, on the 16th, was it the 16th? Yeah, we had the rules commentary, which we could have done with 2 weeks beforehand, quite frankly, so that we could have known what the hell was intended at the time. Okay. And then we got to, what did we get to then? Then we got to Saturday, and now finally everything's out, apart from it's not all out. There's no points for Legends units at the moment. I don't get it, chat. I don't understand. I don't understand what's happening at the moment. I'm confused. I don't know if anyone can help me. It was all over the place. Now, interestingly, from a creator's perspective, from a person who was able to release content based on this, it was a constantly moving target. Now, I have to confess that the person who deals with me directly, I don't blame him at all. I'm sure it's not his fault. But it was all over the fucking place. It was everywhere. It got moved last minute. I'm sure there was a couple of occasions where we dropped the ball on things we weren't supposed to talk about simply because it kept moving all over the fucking place. Hard for you guys, right? The app's now out, which people, I don't think that was a massive thing. They slipped out other updates. The app came out and people ended up reverse engineering the app so they could find out more details about Forge World units that hadn't been released yet. Why? Why isn't everything dropped on one day? You cannot tell me that a multi-million pound company the size of Games Workshop couldn't have dropped all of those digital rules on one day. Must be possible. Must be possible. No doubt whatsoever. Okay? But they didn't. They drip-fed it over 3 weeks of releasing, which actually made my life really hard. And I think a lot of people were getting a bit sick and fed up with it. And then there comes some other things. Okay, now all the rules are out. Now everything's out. We did a bit of a ranty stream, Joe and I did, before I started the 10th edition content, when we talked specifically about one of my biggest hot topics right now, the Legends of Heresy, or the Legends stuff that's happened. Okay, and we had a bit of a rant about it, and now I can be more open and more honest with you people because you've now seen everything that we already knew was coming. Okay, so for example, Chaos Space Marines have lost access to all of their drop pod variants because, their words, the Legends of the Heresy stuff is too difficult to balance, so we're not going to include it. And then we think about how many datasheets are in the Space Marines index. And balance is an issue for them because there was too many units. So Space Marines, who have, I think, more than double the datasheets of Chaos, too many units to balance, but Chaos couldn't have drop pods. But Space Marines kept Thunderhawks, but Chaos can't have Thunderhawks. And Chaos also, because Legends of the Heresy lost Brass Scorpions and Decimators. I mean, they're not Heresy units to start with. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. But don't forget, we're not updating their rules because it's too hard to keep them updated and it's too hard to balance. But we are going to update the rules for Warhound Titans and Warlord Titans and Reaver Titans. We're going to do that. And then the initial Forge World document that I had removed a ton of the Eldar stuff. So here's what I'm hoping. I'm personally hoping that we as a community can put enough pressure on GW, and maybe I'm well overstepping the mark here, and maybe I'm just in cloud cuckoo land. But I'm hoping that we as a community can put so much pressure on GW to try and get to a point where they start to allow us to have some of these fucking units back, like Chaos Drop Pods, like Contemptors, like Decimators, like Brass Scorpions, because quite frankly, their excuses that they're putting on their website is nothing short of absolute fucking bollocks to try and just get us to shut up. Because there's clearly not true that balance is a problem and maintaining that many datasheets is a problem when you look at the Space Marines index and the fact that they're prepared to balance thousands of pounds worth of Titans that cost more points than you can normally put into a 2,000 point list. So I don't believe any of those for a brief moment. I don't think any of you should believe any of those things either, because it's nonsense. And so I think we should potentially try and put a little bit of pressure on them to be like, what? Stop being fucking cockwombles and give Chaos players, give people who have spent literally thousands of pounds and thousands of dollars in your store, and let them play with their fucking models, and stop also this nonsense message of, we've given you Legends rules, so they're still playable. They're not. No one plays Legends. No one plays Legends. When something goes into Legends, we stop playing it on the channel. I've never seen Legends be played at a friendly local gaming store. Personally, maybe your mileage may vary. Maybe you've seen something different, of course. They almost definitely don't get played in tournaments. And most people, even if they're casual players, will go to an event, a weekend event, to get their 5 games in. We've spoke about this before, okay? So that excuse also doesn't wash with me. For me personally, they haven't got excuses. They've made up bullshit. I would rather they were just honest. Why they didn't roadmap the release, that's dishonest. It's the whole thing is just an absolute mess. And this was supposed to be a very exciting issue, a very exciting release. Now, to be clear, I'm enjoying the games of 10th edition on the whole. I'm very lucky. I get to play with Joe. I get to play with people like Brom and Paddy. I was over at Titans and I got to play with Bridger and Adrian. So I'm lucky. Some people don't have the same experience. But these excuses are nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And the state of some of the rules is quite frankly embarrassing. I'm going to do something very, very quickly, okay? I'm going to disappear for 10 seconds because I need to check the cables in the back of my speaker system so I can get her to read it out to me. Otherwise, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to switch my audio system to my headphones and put my headphones on, and I don't really want to do that. Okay? Tim, yours is about to be read out, I think, as well. So bear with me, chat. Bear with me. You have to let me know as well. When she goes off, does she read it to you people? Can you hear it? Because I think it pops off on here. I just don't know if it happens. The one that I'm going to do after that is I'm going to jump into chat. And I'm going to talk to you people about what you think, about your experiences, about how you feel about 10th edition right now. I really want to know how you guys are feeling because there's some positive. I think the app's really nice. The core rule set, I mean, the core rule set's fun, but it's a mess. It's an absolute mess, let's be honest.
It's not been the best release, but at least people aren't waiting 2+ years to get the product you want. Unlike the place I
I'm going to check
work
my
at,
cables.
winking face.
I don't think it's going to have worked. Hang on, I need to try something now. I'm going to put a video on, people. You're going to hear something in the background. What should we put on quickly? Oh, Chapter Master Valrak.
Man City colours
My speaker system's just died recently. It's another thing that's broken on me, chat.
like cringe. Look up here.
Why is it doing it? Why is everything breaking? It recognises that it's plugged in. It's just not working. It's just broken. Okay, we're going to have to switch the headset. This makes me sad. So I need to go to this one here, maybe. And then I'm going to have to do this now. Ugh, this sucks. I don't like wearing headphones. I don't like it. Right. I heard you guys heard the lady, but I don't hear the lady. So now I need to know if this setup is gonna play the lady to me. I don't understand what's going on. Everything's breaking. It's not. I think this is a sign I should have just stayed in America, quite honestly. Right, into chat. Okay, right. So Staris, thank you so much for that huge donation earlier. You're a hero. Dan Skippy, thank you for the 5 gifted. You're a legend. Harrison, thank you for your first ever super chat at 5. Having a blast making my Leviathan nids. Thank you for your 4-part series talking through indexes. Learnt a lot. Me too. Got a few things wrong though, so be careful. But yeah, on the whole, really enjoyed it. Thought it was really, really good. Okay. Mordy Hammer, thank you for the gifted. You're a hero. Brian, thank you for the 5. Lee, oh, don't start that. Did another game of Drakari vs. Guard. It went interesting. I died. He died. He died. I spent entirely too many CP on Strike and Fade. Fun stuff. I'm glad it was fun stuff. That's important. Hokum, thank you for the 5. GW have a magical ability to set off the hype train so early that by the time it arrives at the release, it's derailed on fire and no one cares. The other thing as well is, right, if you're going to put on a huge hype train for this, if you're going to start it from really early on and build a massive hype train, then you kind of need to make sure it's a fucking good release. The game isn't not fun. The game's good fun. But the rules are a mess. And I think that there are a lot of assumptions and implications that we're taking that we're kind of guessing at times. We shouldn't need to be in a place where we're still guessing how certain things work. This is a multi-million pound company, probably even more so, we've seen huge amounts of growth and profit over years, who have essentially released and I've said to people, right, I've said to people a few times, okay, we need to treat the release as a public beta, because it is a public beta. Because when I first read the rules and I first looked at all the data sheets and I first looked at all the indexes, there was some issues and some gaps and some glaring problems there. And so I said we need to treat it as a public beta, because we do. We absolutely need to treat it as a public beta. What I'm saying is that's not a good enough position for them to be in. Although I am saying we should treat it like a public beta, and if you treat it that way, you're probably going to enjoy it a little bit more, have a little bit more fun. I'm saying that isn't actually necessarily acceptable from a company as big as them. This is their 10th fucking edition of 40k. 10 goes at making this game they've had now. 10 goes. And it is, in terms of rules clarity and gaps and problems, 100% worse than fucking 9th edition. In terms of clarity and gaps and problems, they've actually taken a step backwards. In terms of fun, I feel like this has the potential to be a lot more fun than 9th, in my opinion. I feel like it has the potential to be a lot more fun. In terms of a complete and finalised and finished rule set, it is worse than 9th. This is their 10th go at making this. So at some point, we just have to accept the fact that a new edition, an updated edition of 40k, isn't in fact there to make the game better for everybody. It's in fact there to be a moneymaker. Now, I think we know this, right? GW are a company that want to make money. I think we know the fact that when they released 10th edition, they didn't need to release 10th edition. In fact, let's be clear, they could have kept 9th edition core rules completely the same and just reset all the codexes, because codexes were really the problem in 9th edition, and we probably would have been okay, and we probably would have continued to have a lot of fun. 9th edition as a core rule set was fine. The only reason why they're releasing a whole new rule set with a new £150 box is because they want to make money. That's fine. I'm also okay with that. I know a lot of people, I get a lot of criticism for this. I get a lot of people in comments who criticize me for this, okay? And say, it's not good enough just because they want to make money. I mean, they're a company. It's not an acceptable reason. Okay, fine. I get that a lot of people are anti-capitalism, and I get all that. That's fine. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that I at least accept the fact that they are wanting to make money as a company. I accept that fact. Okay? But if you want to make money, you produce a good product. Apple release an updated iPhone every single year. Is the 2022 iPhone significantly better than the 2021 iPhone? No, it isn't. But they're going to release an update. Are they going to release an updated iPhone in 2023?
It's almost as if they didn't have enough playtesters.
I can hear it now. It's working. Okay. I need to work out what's going on with my speakers. I need to fix those tomorrow now. Emotional. Or maybe I need to replace these. Great. Thank you, Tim, for the 10. You're a hero. So yeah, Apple will release another iPhone in 2023. We know they will. There's no question there. They're going to release it. Is it going to be massively better than the 2022 version? No. Is it going to be a solid product? And is it going to work? Almost definitely yes. Almost definitely yes. Will it be a good product? Will it work? And will it be a slight improvement on the last one? Yes. Does 9th tick all of those boxes? Is it a slightly better product? 10th. Is it a slightly better product than 9th? Actually, in terms of the fun rules, in terms of a player's experience once this is settled, I think it does in fact have the potential to be a better product than 9th edition. But we've already got day one patches, right? We've already got a 18-page rules clarification document that, let's be clear, doesn't actually clarify all of the rules. I would imagine we would already need to see at some point very, very soon erratas and FAQs to fix certain factions. Some of which you're never going to find the gaps and the issues. You're never going to find the problems until you push it to the thousands and thousands of people that play the game. Some of which I don't know how a game company missed these interactions. How do you miss them? How do you miss Eldar Fate dice with things like D-cannons? It's inexcusable. You're a game producing company. This is your 10th stab at an edition of the game. I don't. They are so fucking lucky that they create the best looking miniatures out there. But I feel like to some extent they are almost resting on laurels at the moment, and I don't think it's acceptable. But you know, that's me. Anyway, Hokum, thank you for the 5. Ben, thank you for the 9. Yes, it was awful without a roadmap. This might.
Had my first game of 10e. Guard versus Grey Knights, and you see some armies need key models for it to work. Things feel more survivable, but everything feels so bare bones ATM and needs work for it to be in a state for release.
Agree with you, Starius, 100%. Oh wow, I didn't think I'd say that. Agree with you, Starius, 100%. This is the problem, right? This is what I'm saying to you. We're releasing, I say we, as a company, GW is saying we're releasing a £150 box with a full thick rulebook in it that's basically already wrong. We're going to sell you data cards that are already out of date. I mean, it's not good, is it, from a company that size? We're going to sell you data cards that have already got typos in them, but it's okay, because the ones that you can download for free from the website will be corrected. But the ones we're selling you for your money will be wrong, and we know they're wrong, but we're still going to sell them to you because it's okay, because the free ones that you can download are updated. That's questionable as far as and for me personally, that's questionable morals. Like, if you know there's lots of issues, or even if there's some issues, you know, there's spelling issues, etc. If you know there's issues, I mean, how the fuck did it go to print in the first place? Really? Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. Ben, thank you for the 9 years. It was awful without a roadmap. This may buy a toothpick, just doing my part. Bit of a mare, but the app's out and I can take 4-12 knights and agents. Thank you so much for the 9. 9's more than a toothpick. It's New Zealand dollars. It's worth a lot of money. No, thank you so much, then, man. You're a hero. Ferret's Revenge, thank you for the 5. I mean, I did offer if you teach me to play 40k, I'll come decorate for you. Hit me up on Discord. Get those SSP costs down. I can teach you. The costs are lots right now, though. Ferrets, I don't know if you can save us that much money. Tim the 20, I didn't actually get to hear this. It's not been the best release, but at least people aren't waiting 2+ years to get the products you want, unlike the place I work at. Yeah, I'm aware. I know where you work, Tim. I get it. And I think, if I'm honest with you, the actual selling of the box, they did do it better. The queue system, etc., have solved some of the problems with scalpers.
Not sure how we got Knight Sildari on one end and Death Guard Admac on the other end. My local meta, Boise, just had a tournament where Knight Sildari dominated. This just wanted play tested.
The Aldari are dominating everywhere right now.
My goodness, that's your unlucky 3. Light fallen, oven broke, and destroyed ring. Could be worse. Hob might be gone too. Chin up Studley Muffin.
The Hob is gone too, Dave. That's the problem.
My friends and I are coming back from 5th edition. We're currently planning to stick with 90 rather than move to 10th.
I mean, it's hard because the codexes in 9th, Josh, are an absolute mess, but the core rules was fine. But at the moment, at least it was a more rounded, balanced edition. Thank you, everybody, by the way, for the donos, especially for all the 10s. You guys are incredible. Rhino, that meta is everywhere right now. Aldaria just everywhere at the moment. Tournament organisers are feeling the need currently to stick in place monumental house rules to change the way things like towering works, to change the way things like fate dice work. And I don't... Here's another thing, right? I'm going to get back to the super chats in just a second. Here's another thing, though, right? Here's another thing. If it ain't broke, why fix it? So there's some mechanics... I don't understand the thought process here, okay? Fate dice. I think we can all probably agree that fate dice in the previous iteration weren't broken. They were good, but they weren't broken. Here, roll 6 dice each battle round. You get to keep 4, and the number that you rolls corresponds to the type of roll you can substitute it for, and it's a 6 because you're the Eldar, okay? And so you could substitute a 6 for a fate dice, so substitute a hit roll. For a battle round, that was it. Okay. Never did you have a situation where in the first turn you could use 60-70% of your total game's fate dice because it wasn't possible because you were limited to 4 a turn every single turn. There is no reason that I can possibly think of as to why that particular mechanic didn't just port across to 10th edition as the fate dice mechanic for Eldari. I'll go as far as to say that I even think the same for Blood Tithe compared to Blessings of the Blood God. Blessings of the Blood God, when I went to Warhammer Fest and I got a private sitting with GW and a private demonstration of 10th edition, I played against World Eaters. And he showed me this new Blessings of the Blood God rule. And okay, it's cool and it's strong-ish. But I said, what happened to... Why didn't you do Blood Tithe? Blood Tithe was just more narrative. Blood Tithe was just better. It was just a better mechanic. Oh, yeah, well, we wanted to change it. Why? Why change something that works? It doesn't make sense. I don't understand. Okay. Right. Okay. Back into the chat, people. I'm catching up. Yeah, thank you, Tim, for the 20. You're an absolute hero. I mean, you people are amazing. Thank you so much. I will go as far as to say that the box release itself was better. It seemed to have better queuing system. Most people that I know that wanted one was able to get hold of one. There's some now that are still in stores in places as well. I feel like they did a better job. I feel like you've got options right now to go and find one rather than go to a scalper, which is good, okay? Which is better. Will, thank you for the 2. Not spending a single penny on GW till it changes. I mean, I don't think you're the only one in that boat. I kind of have to. It's my job. I don't have a choice right now. And you know me, people. I think on the whole, I prefer to be positive. I like to be positive. I've been accused of being a shill before for GW. I like to be a positive person. However, I'm really struggling right now to be a positive person because I just flat can't at the moment. It's just not possible for me at the moment to be positive about this whole thing because I think it's a fucking mess. I just think it's a mess at the moment. And I think the release schedule is quite frankly embarrassing. I think the things like spelling mistakes in index cards are going to sell to you, or typos, like Space Wolf's Venerable Dreadnoughts having 3 wounds at toughness 5 is embarrassing. I think that there's some glaringly obvious rules issues where people even think they're typos because they're so embarrassingly bad. Like Space Wolf, and everyone's going, oh, the Thunderhammers for Wolfen must be a typo. I don't actually think it is, but they're just that glaringly bad. Then we look at the disparity between Eldar and Knights, and we compare them to Admech and Death Guard, and we think, who play tested Death Guard into Knights and thought that was fine? And why is it? And here's some of the other things, right? Again, we've talked about lethality, and supposedly the lethality has gone down, but everyone seems to be able to do tons of mortal wounds every turn. I don't know if it actually lethality has gone down that much, or things have just got tougher and more wounds. So the lethality is the same, but right? I don't understand. I'm not sure of how I feel about that one personally. Fewer rerolls seems to be utter bollocks because they're everywhere. And then we have this weird, oh, we've simplified, not simple. We're simplifying it, okay? So we're going to take a rule. Here's it, right. Explain this to me, chat. Explain this to me, okay? I need your help with this one because I don't understand, okay? We're going to simplify this game, okay? We're simplifying it. We're not making it simple. We're simplifying it. And one of the things we've identified as a company, and we put this in an article, this is how much we're aware of this. We put in an article that we have a number of rules across a number of different factions, which essentially mean the exact same thing, but they're all worded slightly differently, which causes confusion amongst our player base. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to take those rules, like Feel No Pain, like Deep Strike, and we're gonna compound them into a single universal special rule. We're geniuses, and what you're doing, Games Workshop, you're not fucking geniuses. This is what you're doing: is you're going back to 7th edition because 7th edition had universal special rules, and some fucking genius dickhead, when they went to 8th edition, supposed to be an improvement, got rid of universal special rules because it made more sense to give them all their narrative flavour and give them. Anyway, that's a separate rant, okay? But to simplify it, we're going to take all these different rules across all these different factions that do the same thing functionally, okay? I'm going to call them Universal Special Rules. I'm going to bring them back in 10th edition. We've had 2 editions without them. Maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we're accepting we made a mistake. We're going to bring back Universal Special Rules. Cool. I'm all positive. Me personally, as a player who started back in 5th, I started years before that, but playing properly back in 5th, and then predominantly played 6th and 7th, and 7th was when I really started to go to tournaments. I'm a person who was raised in 40k in the era of Universal Special Rules. I fully welcome Universal Special Rules back. Perfectly fine, okay? But then 2 things confuse me here, right? The first one that confuses me is what we're now going to do is we're actually going to put a new type of rule in on multiple data sheets that states that if you hold an objective at the end of your command phase, the objective remains under your control even if you move off of that objective in future phases until the enemy holds it at the end of, and I can't finish that because it depends on what unit it is. Some of them it's the beginning and end of any turn, some of them it is in fact the beginning or end of any phase. Feels like that could have been a universal special rule. Feels like that didn't need to be a separate rule written on multiple data sheets. Feel like that's something you could have called objective secured, for example. Like that's what Joe and I call it, and put it on multiple data sheets. So there is in fact still multiple instances of a rule that does the same thing that's called something different and is written slightly differently on multiple data sheets. So they haven't actually completely solved the problem that they came out to solve by bringing universal special rules back into the game. Furthermore, I'm a chaos player at heart. So I need you to be aware of the fact that I'm already significantly butthurt by what they did to my dear Forge World units, and why Chaos Space Marines players continue to be shafted by Games Workshop, and Loyalist Space Marine players still have 4,372 data sheets, which are probably got by another 10 within the next week, because why not? They're the poster boys, okay? What they did as a Chaos player is they released a Mauler Fiend for Thousand Suns and a Mauler Fiend for the Chaos Space Marines.
My job is quality management through a manufacturing process all the way to the end customer service. Some people at GW need to be strung up for such a poor experience, not even including the basic errors like rules and typos.
100%, Sam. Absolutely agree with you. Thank you so much for the big 20, man. You're a hero. But I think it's safe to say at the moment they don't have a quality department. They must not have a quality department. That's why they're saving some of their money, clearly. But yeah, so we have a. I'm going to carry on. We're going to have a Mauler Fiend on Chaos Space Marines. We're going to have a Mauler Fiend on World Eaters. We're going to have a Mauler Fiend on Thousand Suns. I'm not sure if they have one for Death Guard. I assume they do. the same unit. It's a Mauler Fiend. Same unit. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure the abilities are different on each of the data sheets. How is that simplifying the game? I play World Eaters, and I play Thousand Suns, and I have access to Chaos Space Marines, so I could be playing all three. People out there, a lot of people out there are like, I'm a Chaos player, so I have World Eaters and Thousand Suns and Chaos Space Marines and Death Guard. That's my armies. I like Chaos. I'm a Chaos person. That's what I want. And yet all of their Mauler Fiends do different things. All of their Demon Princes on foot do different things. All of their Demon Princes with wings do different things. Perhaps if you'd have just made sure that each Mauler Fiend in each faction does the same fucking thing, and each Demon Prince in each faction did the same fucking thing.
Played a game with someone on the weekend. Challenge was to tailor an army to beat Imperial Knights. Even with the biggest tower guns, they just stomped all over me. First turn is beyond clutch.
Yup. If they did all those things and they made them all do the same thing, maybe they could have released us some Contemptor Dreadnoughts or some fucking Decimators or some Brass Scorpions. I would have rather had a Contemptor Dreadnought than 4 different Mauler Fiend data sheets. Wouldn't you, chat? Wouldn't you? I would have rather had a Brass Scorpion than 4 different Demon Princes on foot. What? No more on DG. There you go.
Welcome back. Nice to see you back doing your stream.
Thanks,
it was
Ben.
missed.
Even though I'm being a ranty
Lee,
fucking lunatic. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, so.
Do the writers have a lead they feed their rules to for overall consistency before submission? Because right now it feels like that's a step that's not happening, coming from someone who does that.
To be honest with you, Kit, looking at what's come out, I feel like they have given different writers different projects. I feel like they've given different people different codexes or different indexes. I feel like they haven't really spoken to each other. And I feel like if there is a lead that gets all fed into, he hasn't really checked it against each other. Right. Officially, 10th edition has been out for 3 days. 24th it was released, right? Officially, it's been out for 3 days. In terms of actual rules, will be kinder. 10th edition's been out for 18 days because the Friday that it dropped, the rules were released to people. I feel like, is that right? Maybe even longer. Let's be even kinder. Let's say 3 weeks, okay? Let's be even kinder. The rules have been out for 3 weeks, right? In 3 weeks in the hands of the public, there has been so many issues identified. It is unbelievable. To this day, Art of War, one of the leading competitive channels on the internet, if not the leading competitive channel on the internet.
Also, Terminator Captain and Terminator Librarian from the Leviathan box can only join regular Terminators. So no synergy with Dark Angels Terminators or any named chapters Terminator units.
Yes, there's currently lots of issues around things like that, mate, absolutely. Currently, a lieutenant can't join a unit with High Marshal Helbrecht in, nor can a Black Templars Castellan join a unit that's just got a normal captain, and you can't do that right now. There's many problems right there. I don't. So, 3 weeks in public domain, and they found so many issues. Like I said, right, Art of War, probably, if not almost definitely, the leading competitive channel on YouTube right now for 40k, were doing a Forge World Imperial Knights stream the other day. I know about this because they dropped my name in it, and so I went and checked it out. And they still do not know for certain whether Imperial Knights are reroll a hit roll and a wound roll of a 1, or reroll all hit rolls and all wound rolls of a 1. Now, I sat on stream one time and got a text message that I sent to GW when we read the rules for Imperial Knights saying, can you clarify, is it 1 of each or all wound and hit rolls of 1? Which one is it? And I got the WhatsApp message back saying all of them. It's not an official statement from GW, to be clear. It's a WhatsApp message I received, and I'm not going to show it to you guys. It's got a name on it.
It was hard enough being a knight player in 9th when they couldn't play the mission well. Now they're broken and people don't want to play my favorite army. Again, it doesn't feel great, just want to play.
Matt, I'm really sorry for you, man. Genuinely. That sucks. I've been in a position where my army is the army that no one wants to play, and I haven't really had access to any other army, and it really sucks. Eldar in 7th edition, it was horrendous at times. So I feel for you, and it's a bad experience for people in general, right? So yeah, I received that message that clarified it for me. However, out in the public domain, it's still a bone of contention, and people are still arguing it left and right. Right? It's fine. I don't have a problem with people that still say to me. I don't actually have a problem with people that still say to me, no. It means a hit roll of a 1 and a wound roll of a 1. Right? I've got text confirmation saying the other way. But it's not a written release. It's not an official statement from GW. So I'm okay with people arguing me right now. And actually, at the moment in time, I'll be honest with you, chat. I'll be completely honest with you. At this moment in time, I actually don't genuinely believe whether it will be clarified as a hit roll of 1 or all hit rolls of run. I don't know. Despite having this text message, because they seem to be changing their fucking mind quickly lately, a lot. And the other thing that fucking has really wound me up over the last 2 to 3 weeks is they change their mind like that and they try and mask it or make up some bullshit excuse. You know? And I feel like I would rather there was just some frank honesty coming out of HQ where they said, we've missed some glaringly obvious problems and we need to fix them fast, and thank you to the community for helping us. It's mildly embarrassing, but we will get these issues fixed as quickly as possible for you. Rather than... Because at the moment, so when I got the clarification, and you can see it if you check out the Imperial Knights rules release, when we did this a few weeks ago, you can see the moment that I text and I got the response saying it's all hit rolls and wound rolls of 1. Again, I'm not going to show people that message because I'm not going to give the name of the person away. It's not fair. I wouldn't ever do that. But there's that moment. And now, and that was when I thought Knights were quite strong, and I'd seen the index and was like, they look pretty strong. In practice on the tabletop, they're fucking mental right now. Right? They're mental right now. Okay? They're so powerful. So would I be surprised if the clarification came out right now and made me look a cunt by saying, actually, it's 1 hit roll of a wound, a hit roll of a 1 and 1 wound roll of a 1? I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. What I would want them to do, here's what I would want them to do. I would want them to say, the intention for this rule was that you could reroll all hit rolls and wound rolls of 1, and that was how it was worded at the point in which we wrote this rule. However, on reflection, post-release of all of the indexes and rules, and post-feedback from the community, we have realised that this is a little bit too powerful for Imperial Knights, and so we are in fact going to change this rule to a hit roll and a wound roll of a 1. That's what I would like them to do. That's not what's going to happen. They're either going to clarify it as one or the other, and they're not going to give a reason. Fucks me off. Really fucks me off. Anyway, so yeah, thank you, Will, for the 2, by the way. Neil, thank you for becoming a Skull tier member. You're a hero. Chaotic Failure, thank you for the 10 gifted, putting us on 18 new members. That's 10 plus 5 plus 1 is 16 plus 1 is 17 plus 1 is 18. I need to add those 18 to our tracker in a minute. Thank you so much. Just 18 though. There's 800 plus people in chat. Just 230 likes right now. We can smash through 500 likes in a stream. That would be incredible, and I might even take my clothes off. No, I won't actually do that. But more importantly, if we can get half of these people as new members, that'd be amazing, right? It'd be incredible. Come and join us. Come and join us in the Discord. Come and talk in the Discord. Continue the discussion later on. It's an amazing place to hang out. You guys are all amazing. Skull tiers are super clutch to me, but you can just try us at Hesir tier if you want to. And then there's loads of other tiers with giveaways, etc., right? Come and hang out with us. Golden Blade, thank you for the 5. Primarily a Space Marine player. There are so many units in the roster that I don't even give a glance and haven't even when I was a kid playing 5th. Custodes. I don't know why they needed so many units. It doesn't make any sense, right? Kyodude, thank you for the 5. I have 10k of Death Guard. I'm sorry, Kyodude. Gathering Dust is all they do now. Plus 3 Blight Drones. Now pointless. And damn, they were expensive. Yes. Really bad. Really big feels bad for people there. And Blight Drones, again, aren't a heresy. They've just decided they can't be fucking bothered with Chaos players anymore. Fuck them. Why do we care? Death Guard are such a cool army. Please fix Death Guard fast. Lehman Ross, thank you for the 5. As a World Eaters player, I am not enjoying the addition because I'm just dying at the end of the turn. End of turn 2 again, shooting armies and fucking indirect weapons. Lehman, 9th was actually in an okay place for melee armies towards the end of 9th, right? It was in an okay place. It wasn't too bad. It was still harder, I think, on the whole to play a melee army than it was to play a ranged army. With the changes to the edition, with the changes to weapons, with the changes to movement in the charge, pile-in, and consolidation steps, with the changes to Overwatch, and all of those things wrapped in together, and more importantly, with the changes to indirect, melee armies right now are just flat fucked. And if you are an exceptional player with a melee army and you play an average to poor player with a melee army, with a shooting army, actually you could still win. There is that there. And actually the cards being random does mean that people can still win. I get that. But in terms of power level, ranged weapon armies just destroy melee armies right now. So I feel your pain, mate. I'm sorry that's your experience. I hope they fix it. It's almost as if they didn't have enough play. Oh, we did that bit, Tim. Thank you so much. Thank you. Brian, thank you for the 5. I feel like melee could be helped along by giving out lethal hits more. At least on power weapons, narratively, they can chop through Terminators. I mean, a lot of things in this edition, for me personally, just don't fit narratively, despite the fact that I was very hopeful it's going to be a more narrative edition. Josh, thank you for the first ever 10. You're a hero. Obviously, we already got that one read out, but I wanted to thank you for it being your first ever Super Chat, you legend. Adobo, thank you for the 5. My poor white scars. I'm just pale ultramarines. I don't even get an epic hero better than a captain. Why don't white scars have a guy on a bike?
Help. My 50 kilograms golden retriever has gone to sleep on my legs and I can't move.
That's an incredible super chat to receive mid-rant as well. Thanks, Montpop. What a legend. That's a heavy golden retriever, by the way. That's a chunky dog. I don't want to help you. I want you to stay here, watching it, hitting the like button, and we're not keep hitting it because you know what I mean, and just keep donating to us. That'd be great. Thanks anyway. Jay, thank you for the 5. I heard that Games Workshop use the same people who run air travel to test play. I actually had a positive experience in the airport, actually. Don't forget Chaos Space Marine Terminators, the only ones without 4+. Danny, and here is my point. Here's my point. If you download the datasheet now for Chaos Space Marine Terminators, they have a 4+ invulnerable save. It went to print with a typo. Just saying. They do, in fact, have a 4+. Contemptors also fit in Chaos Space Marine lore perfectly. A lot of the Heresy era stuff fits in Chaos Space Marine lore perfectly, Danny, because they kept them going. Because they're still going from the Heresy, basically. It all makes narrative sense. Ben, thank you for the 350. I love the Cockwomble title, but YouTube didn't seem... Danny, thank you again for the 2. The physical cards for Chaos Space Marine say Terminators have a 5++. Yeah, they do. Absolutely. And they are wrong. Again, you go to the downloads. Now we have a situation. Okay, we have a situation where a physical card, an index card, which I think most people haven't even got yet, but a physical index card and the downloaded PDF are different from each other within strictly 3 days of launch of the physical product. That isn't an acceptable difference. I've always said to you people, right? I have been criticised in the past, like I said, for being too positive and being a shill and loving Games Workshop and making excuses for them. I don't think there's an excuse for this. It's lazy. And if their reason and their excuse is we have too many units, there's too many data sheets, the workload's too high, guess what? You multi-million-pound company, hire more fucking people.
You should go for a drive. I live in Hemel and there's this great roundabout.
Daniel, fuck you. But thank you so much for your first ever super chat. I don't want to go to that roundabout ever. Thank you. Ever. There's a couple of times recently where I've just taken the bike out with the helmet on and just because I'm just fucking annoyed by all this. And the thing is, right, there's a couple of reasons for this. Okay? This is my job. This is my living. You 826 people currently watching the stream, you are the reason that I can keep doing this. So if they make bullshit, right, and you guys go, fuck 40k, I'm going to go and play Bolt Action or Magic or fucking something else that's not Games Workshop, guess what? My business dies. And then I don't get to do this anymore. And yes, there'll be people out there be like, oh, woe is you. Because I'm currently living the dream, running a YouTube channel for a living. And yeah, it is woe is me. I get that. I understand that I'm in an incredibly privileged position right now. But I wanted this to be nothing but great. Nothing but great. And I wanted you all to be having the best time you've ever had playing 40k. And I wanted the release to be exciting. And I wanted the rules to be fun. And I wanted them to feel narrative. And I wanted you to be able to walk up to any kind of table against any kind of opponent and at least think, I have a chance. I can play the game here. And none of this is what's happened. If you rock up to a table now and you're running Death Guard, for example, and you come up against Knights, you're just flat fucked. There's nothing you can do about it. That's it. Done. That's not a fun experience. If you look at your Space Wolves Venerable Dreadnought data card right now, you would think you had 5 wounds, which is wrong, which means you now have to get your phone out and look at the app or download the datasheet to get the updated version, despite the fact that the game's only been out for 3 days. It's a bad experience. That's not positive. If you are a Death Guard player, let's keep on the Death Guard train right now, for example. If you're a Death Guard player, guess what, Death Guard players? You can buy your boxes of Plague Marines in boxes of 7. But you can only take your units in squad sizes of 5 or 10. How can we be in a position where, in terms of granularity, if you buy a box of Custodes, it specifically states that you can take 4, 5, 9, or 10, and it tells you this because you can take one of those models out and turn it into a shield captain. So we're making sure that you can always use what is in the box, unless you're a Death Guard player. At which point you buy boxes of 7 Plague Marines and you can have 5 or 10. So you've just got 2 left over, or you need to buy multiple boxes before you have enough to make another 10. What? What were they thinking? Madness. Absolute madness. You can't take tactical squads now in less than 10-man units because guess what? They come in boxes of 10. But you can take Primaris in 5-man units. How many come in a box? 10. Where's the consistency? Anywho, back into chat, shall we? Dreadnought, thank you for the 5. Feels like James Workshop needs to step in with another semi-self-ironic, rather apologetic video intervention. Great to have you back there, Liam. Thank you so much for the donate, mate. You're a hero. It's good to be back. I did really miss home this time around. I had a great time. We worked fucking hard. We barely slept, but I am super happy to be home. It's weird not being around Luce and the kids. I love them to bits. It's nice being back in my office. It's nice. I came home and instantly cleared my desk because I'm just so much happier at home, obviously. But a big thank you to the Titans guys. I had an incredible time over there. They were amazing. So a massive shout out to the guys at Tabletop Titans. And if you aren't already subbed to them, go check out their channel. They do some of the best 40k content out there. I strive to be like them. Do you know what I need, chat? I really need my own studio. Like this, it just proves to me that I really need my own studio space, and I need it yesterday. I just can't afford it. But maybe one day, okay? Maybe one day we'll get there. But thank you so much for the kind words, mate. And the thing is, I don't actually want some semi-self-ironic, rather apologetic video. I want them to come out and be like, "Hey, we fucked up." How much respect is everyone out there going to have for that company if they come out and went, "We've done a boo-boo, and we need your help to fix this"? Like we fucked it up, because they have. The edition has the potential to be great. I'm very excited about the longevity of the edition, but this is Cyberpunk, right? This is Cyberpunk. This is released and hyped as one of the biggest things ever, and fucked on launch, and no one can play it because it's buggy as hell. This is Cyberpunk. This is the tabletop version of Cyberpunk right now. Okay, and if any of you are computer gamers out there or video gamers out there, you'll know what I'm talking about if you are interested in Cyberpunk on release.
I totally agree about the loss of Chaos units, but I think the only logical reason must be Decimators and Scorpions etc. must be coming out plastic, or maybe for Dark Mech maybe. Maybe I'm too positive.
Redacted, I love the positivity, but I think you are too positive. If they were going to release them in plastic, they would probably just keep their rules out. I don't see why they wouldn't do that. It makes sense. However, if they're removing their rules, I can't see them then bringing the plastic kits out and then bringing additional rules out. I can't see it. But maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to be wrong. I don't think I am. It's a shame. Okay. Right. So, Dan, that amazing, great roundabout super chat. Thank you for your first ever chat, by the way. You're a hero. Bonsai Kitty Gaming, thank you for joining the channel as a Hasir tier. Liberty Fires, thank you for the 5. You're a legend. I love you. Bright Hammer, thank you for the 5. I arrived late. Liam, have you been as sickeningly positive as you were on your Legends announcement stream? No, I have been about the same. I think maybe. I just think it's embarrassing. I run a channel, right? And I am one bearded idiot who always looks fucking horrifically tired and like he's been beaten constantly. I run a stream from a garage that's so small that the two players can't actually walk all the way around the table. And I dread to show you guys behind the scenes. I'll take a photo for behind the scenes for the Huskarls later, because it's just a tiny little studio. Okay, I'm also trying to build a second business with a friend of mine, which is stressing me the fuck out and is going to cost us absolute fortunes. And we don't know if we can do it. We don't know if we've already lost all the money that we put in because it's proving incredibly difficult. We're working so hard, and I would, quite frankly, at this size, even on this channel, be embarrassed about this release. And I'm not saying they shouldn't necessarily be proud of 10th edition as a concept, because I think the rules as a concept are good. And I think the rules as a concept on the whole, I'm quite positive about. Like, I'm actually genuinely excited about potentially playing 10th for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. But the only reason why I'm mostly positive about that particular aspect of it is simply because historically, over the course of the last 3-4 years, they've shown us that they're pretty keen to fix broken shit very, very quickly. If it was GW of 10 years ago, I'd be fucking terrified about this edition. But because they're so quick at fixing things lately, I'm more positive. That being said, I'm not making an excuse for the fact that the game is fucked right now. And people are having bad experiences. How are people having a bad experience for a game that's been out for 3 days? It's not good enough. It's Cyberpunk. This is what I'm saying, right? It's just not good enough at the moment. Right, okay. Where are we? Ben, thank you for the 5. I joked about Philo Factories. Oh, hang on.
My Space Wolves are super scuffed.
They're very scuffed. I was so sad about Space Wolves, Scott. This was my potential addition to get back into Space Wolves, and it's not going to happen now, I don't think. Oh, John.
I figured it out. If I tether to my iPhone, it doesn't charge me euros.
Yeah, no one wants to pay in euros, right? But thank you so much for the big 50. You're a hero. I love you very dearly. I now need to add 72 to 23. 72 to 23. 72 to 23. 72 to 23 is this. So we're 5 away from the monthly goal, and then the person who makes the goal sets the next goal. We are, membership-wise at least, chat, right now. Okay, no pressure, chat. We are so far behind last month. It's unbelievable for members and gifted members. In fact, I can tell you a statistic right now, if any of you care, because I like sharing things like statistics, and that is that the total members for the channel is down by like 5%. Cancellations are up by 8%. And cancellations, to be fair, are also linked to gifteds. So they're not necessarily people that are actually cancelling, just people whose membership runs out and they don't renew it. If you have been gifted a membership, please thank the person who gifted it to you, specifically John, because he's an absolute legend who gives so many amazing memberships to the channel, and we really appreciate it. Thank you. Please make sure you use it. !Discord. Come and get yourself in the Great Hall. Use your membership because someone's paid for you to use it. I think you'll love what you get access to. I think you'll love the community. I think you'll love all of the other benefits we offer. And if you do, you might consider keeping this membership for yourself after John has gifted your membership and it's ran out, all right? What you can also do is you could look at our other levels and you could upgrade them as well if you wanted to, okay? And you could upgrade to, for example, Jarl tier, which gives you access to a monthly giveaway. You could upgrade to a Huskarl tier, which we do some behind the scenes photos on the YouTube community page. You can upgrade to Thane tier, which is a stupid amount of money, and then come and join us in a private WhatsApp chat. And you have my phone number. You can phone me at 3 o'clock in the morning. No, don't actually do that, right? Don't actually do that. I mean, you could, but please don't. So, big thank you to people that are gifting, especially Liberty Fires, who gifts 3 more, and Tyler, who gifted another one. You are amazing. John says, please do join the channel after the first month. Please do. Please do. The thing is, right, honestly, I have actually no desire whatsoever to become rich. I don't care about becoming rich at all. I just want to be able to bring more people in full time, move to a big professional studio, and give you better, more quality, better, more frequent content. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to be. Thank you so much to Dats and Des and Big Bad Peter Gamer for gifting more. Des, you pushed us over the limit. Please set me a new target. You're the one that hit the 1,000 for us. You're a legend. Thank you so much. Okay, right. So we did that one, we did that one, we did that one. Ben, I joked about Filofaxes and Rolodexes being a thing for 40k, but I think bring it on. Get those documents printed at local printers, support Brom. 100% support Brom, absolutely. Although he doesn't print this stuff. Right, I'm going to say something that I never thought I'd say. Okay, they showcased the index cards and they sent them to us, and I thought they were a great little product, and I was super happy for them. They're all in the garage right now. They're in the studio. I was like, cool, they're really, really good. I'm super behind this. This is the right move, GW. This is better than Codex. This is better for rules. I can only take the ones I need to an event. Right? Perfect. Amazing. That's great. Until they fuck them with things like typos. And now I would actually consider, if I was in your shoes, chat, I would consider getting them printed yourself. I reckon it won't be that expensive to get them printed to a reasonable quality. And that way, what you can do is you can choose to update them as and when they change them, and you don't have to buy a whole new pack again. You can update just the ones you want, right? That's what you can do. That's amazing. That's what you should do. And Ben, you're right. Buy a Filofax, buy something like that, buy something to store them in. Like, you shouldn't be, at this point, you shouldn't be giving them money for what is a fucked product from the start, okay? Right, Jesus Christ, it just exploded. Okay, so, Des, I'm going to see if I can find your thing for a new total. Have you told me one? End of the month, 1069. I mean, we could do 1500, right, in tonight? Probably not, but yeah, 10, if that's what you want, you set the total, that's what we'll do. Alexic, thank you for joining the channel as a Skald tier. You're a hero. Jacob, thank you for upgrading to Skald tier. Legend. Professor Potato, welcome to Skald tier. Hero. Willie the Orc, welcome to Hasir tier. Legend, that just gets you Discord access, but please try it. And if you enjoy it, think about upgrading your Legend. Nordos, thank you for gifting another membership. Ross Watson, welcome to Jarl tier. Archer, welcome to Jarl tier. This month's giveaway is done. When we hit July, keep an eye on the council section in Discord, and at some point in July we will start the next giveaway for another combat patrol box, and you just hit enter, and if you're a Jarl tier or above, it will let you enter, and then when it draws it, whenever I decide it's going to draw it, you win a combat patrol box. You tell me the one you want, I get it shipped to you from the Games Workshop in your country. That's how it works. But thank you so much, people. You're all amazing. I now need to update Dats and Dez's total for us. What are we on right now? We're on 1007. Right. And he, because he's a grown-up, wants it to be 1069. Okay, great, cool. Okay. Thank you, though, Ben. You're a legend. Crumpets Panda, thank you for the... Oh, my fucking God, it's blowing up at the moment. Crumpets Panda, thank you for the 5. Did Lucy own up to breaking the game room while you were gone? Well, it's the bathroom that's above the game room, so unless she's jumping up and down in the bathtub, which I guess is possible or some way. Tim, thank you for the 5. Have you played Cyberpunk recently, though? It's a good game, especially when modded. No, I got so fucked off. Okay, we're talking about Cyberpunk, Tim, right? And here's my point. I got so fucked off of the release of Cyberpunk after spending a significant amount of money on that game, which was broken when it was released. I then upgraded my PC to be able to play it, and it was still fucked, despite the fact that I basically had one of the most powerful PCs on the planet at the time, but I haven't really played it since. This is what a bad release does for people. This is what a bad release does for any industry. You fuck your release up, you fuck your launch up, and you flat lose customers. This is the thing that happens, okay? So no, I haven't played Cyberpunk, and there's a couple of times I've been tempted to bring it back out, because for me, that game sounded like a perfect game. But the release was such a negative experience for me, I don't want to play it anymore. I don't want to play it now. Especially considering the cost, right? One could argue, I play Call of Duty DMZ, we played it today on stream on the gaming channel, !gaming in chat, if you want to come and join us on our gaming channel, where we stream normally once a week. We've had a 3-week gap because of 10th edition, and quite frankly, the DMZ stream doesn't make me any money whatsoever, so it's important for me to focus on the 10th edition stuff, because this is essentially the thing that pays the bills right now, okay? But if you want to join us on the gaming channel, !gaming in chat, come and hang out with us. We are 169 subscribers away from the first 1,000 people on that channel. And then we can monetize the channel. And I've already said to Joe and Josh, who are in all of the content, that once that particular channel is monetized, I will likely split the revenue 3 ways with all 3 of us, okay? Because those 2 deserve something, right? But !gaming, there's 818 people in chat. If you all went and subscribed, for those of you that aren't so far, we'd probably hit the target, and I could probably turn on memberships to the gaming channel too. Right, okay, back in. We're back in chat. So Tim, thank you for that 5. Noodle Basket, thank you for the 2. Where are the Grey Knight Nemesis Demon Hammers? Please don't. Let's not. Theodore Herrera, thank you for the 5. Aldari Corsairs, Void, Reavers, and Voice Guard with Shuriken rifles do not have melee attacks on their data cards. Check the PDF and app. Absolutely a mistake. Again, complete fuck up because they're incompetent. Mastercrafted Alex, thank you for the 5. I am thinking of making a video about how to rework Death Guard. I am jazzed about the idea of adding 1 wounds to infantry and then fixing contagions and death strikes. I mean, do it. I'd be interested to see how you do it. The contagions and DS. I don't know what DS is, but you should definitely do it. Because I would be interested to hear other people's thoughts on fixing Death Guard. Because at the moment, for me personally, the way that you fix Death Guard right now is a complete fucking rework. It's embarrassing that, in my opinion, you need to completely redo the index to make them even remotely close to playable. That's bad, right? What they're going to do, if they do anything, is drop all the points. So that it becomes a horde army, which doesn't help. And then basically makes Death Guard incredibly expensive to collect. And then eventually, when they finally do re-release the Codex...
€25 for a pack of cards full of errors. The worst part is that they won't re-lead an errats until all cards are sold.
Absolutely. And what they'll do once they release the Codex, they might fix the rules, and then you've bought loads of models that you can't use. Right, Luce, are you plugged in and staying where you are? Okay. I know you've missed her voice chat. She's here.
Hello.
Hello. Right. Caveat. If you see if I put my hand up right now, that's because the explosion's going off. Because this is what's going on in our house lately, my speakers are broken.
No.
So it doesn't play anything.
Oh, no.
So I need to, it's not funny, right?
It's like The Money Pit. Has anyone seen that film, The Money Pit?
So now I have my headphones on so I can hear what she's saying when people super chat.
Okay.
I can hear your glorious voice in my ears as well now.
Oh, my dulcet tones.
It does monitoring at the same time. So if I put my hand up, I'm not being rude. It's just because I don't want you talking over her talking because people have paid for her to interrupt.
You're not going, quiet, woman.
No. Silence, wench. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm doing, okay? I just want to give you the heads up. I'll have to listen to it. You'll just have to read it on the screen. And then when I put my hand down, we'll be done. That's the only thing I can come up with right now.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, not with your right hand, though. Just with
No,
your
I'm not.
left
Yeah,
one.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not doing a German high five.
No,
that's not happening. That's not happening, right? But I just wanted to. It's broken. I don't know why it's broken. It was working when I come back on Sunday. Now my speakers have stopped working. I don't know why. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. Lara, thank you so much for upgrading your membership to Jarl tier. You're a hero. I love you. You guys are all amazing. For all you people that are upgrading, thank you so much. 91 new members tonight is incredible. I appreciate it. Willie the Orc, thank you so much for the 5. One thing I've been thinking about is how bad this experience would be as a new player getting into the game for the first time with 10th, which is not only 100% correct, but monumentally ironic, considering that one of their selling points was we wanted to make this you want to make this game more accessible for new players, more accessible. But we're now changing rules before we've even released the core fucking rule set. It's a mess, chat. It's an absolute mess. Camden, thank you for the 2. I'm not giving GW a cent until they fix the game. I mean, depending on your definition of fixing the game, it's interesting, okay, because it's a hot mess of a game, but I also personally think that things like not having the chaos units from Forge World is just embarrassing. It's just not acceptable. It's not good enough. We ranted about it a bit before. It's worse. Like I said to you now, we have some context. We see how many data sheets the Space Marines have. We see the fact that they're keeping the Titanicus rules up to date. It's just, if other companies, this is the thing, right? If other companies had releases like this, if you had, as customers, experiences not even as bad as this with other companies, you would flat just fucking refuse to use them anymore. I'm sure we've all done it. We've all had an experience with a company and gone, that was a terrible experience. I'm not using them before. Not using them again. But for some reason, with GW, it's like it's the fucking... It's the dominatrix. It just whips us and we go back for more. I don't understand. And I don't want you... To be clear, chat, I don't want you to stop going to GW because then you won't watch this content, right? That fucks me. But how long can they get away with this shit? Ross, thank you for the 5. Loving the channel. Enjoy the noble takes from you. Living my hobby vicariously through you and Titans as fostering takes all my gaming time now. I mean, it's a shame you get no gaming time, but what an incredibly honourable thing to be doing with that time instead, Ross. Thank you so much. And thank you for the 5 gifted as well. You're an absolute hero. I'll add them on in just a moment. Mr. Sven, thank you for the 5 again. Luce, we missed you too.
No.
Yeah, I put the DMC stream on the gaming channel today, and all they could talk about was how they missed Josh and Joe.
Oh.
I was like, thanks, chat. I'm appreciative of that. Kanja Hunter, thank you for the 5. Sorry I'm late being packing. Okay, I mean, that's acceptable. Also, Cyberpunk made by GW. Also, can we also talk about how Space Marines can take a Thunderhawk, but Chaos can't? Please don't get me started. Please don't get me started on that one. It's horrifically embarrassing, that overall. Right? Koza, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us. Jill, thank you for the 2. DMZ streams are perfect for background work sound. Jill, you should be working. Although I appreciate you hanging out with us. Thank you so much. It's so much fun with Josh and Joe. And Kanja, thank you for the gifted. Right, sit. I need to add the 6. I need to add the 6. 7. I need to add the 7. Yeah, okay. 7. I need to add 7 to the total of that. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. We did it. We're there. We didn't catch up, actually. Hang on. Kaldapur? Did I get that right? Shooting armies are better than melee. If it's as if bringing a knife to a gunfight is a disadvantage or something. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay. Chat's been busy tonight, Luce.
I'm failing to see your arm go up.
It's about to.
Okay. Make sure you fling it right up.
I'm going to fling it right up.
As like it's sports day. And
like a German high five, yeah, absolutely.
You are the class finisher. Fling it up, even with juice in your hand, right up there.
I mean, maybe not with juice in the hand. You'll be very upset about what I do to the carpet if that's the case.
Don't. I'm not in a mood to talk about the carpet. It's even on my board as things that are making me sad.
Soup says, don't worry, Liam, I missed you. Did miss Loose too, though. Oh, thanks, Soups. Love you. There should be a C Perks tab under the title if you're on PC. Oh, Tim's telling someone how to upgrade. That's right, Tim. You bully them all at upgrading. Someone said Joe's a national treasure, who Wee Man says, who we must slap at all costs.
I only played 10th because you got me interested. That said, I did enjoy the game, but can't afford the changes I need to make, so I'm printing proxies. Sad face.
That...
I feel like that could be a drinking game, because I can't hear it, so chug, chug, chug until I see your arm go down.
I'll just keep it up then.
Not quite so pointed, like flex
it's
your palm.
It's the wrong arm, it's fine. And they can't see the hand.
Doesn't matter.
They can't see the hand.
Flex it. There we go. Well, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean... I feel like for most armies on the whole, there isn't significant amounts of changes in terms of points.
You look
right?
ridiculous.
I know. You tell me that when I'm on stream or not. On the whole, I feel like the points hasn't massively changed. Okay, so in that regards, they said to me at least, and I'm not sure if this is something that was allowed to be quoted. They said to me at least they tried to make it so that people didn't have to go out and buy swathes of miniatures to be able to play the new edition. Which at the time, when I was told this as a piece of information, thought was honourable. A company that makes its money selling fucking miniatures, saying we're going to release you a new game. What we're going to do is we're going to try and make sure that no matter what happens, you can still play it without spending a ton of money on new models to make the new edition work. I was like, that's great. That sounds perfect, GW. I feel like that is something that you should do. That sounds great. That's very honourable. And a company that does, let's be honest, want to make money. So I'm okay with it that you want to make... I'm personally okay with it that you want to make money. But, cool. Sounds good. And then they release the leader rules. And so, Joe, for example, and this is a very small example, but this is an example that I'm sure has been rippled across multiple armies for multiple people. Joe has Gabriel Seth for his Flesh Terrors. At the point in which the new index came out, we looked at said rules, and guess what? Joe couldn't take Gabriel Seth with a bodyguard because he didn't have a single unit that he could join. And so Joe had to go and get a whole fresh unit and paint them up just so that Gabriel Seth had some ablative wounds and wasn't just sniped off the board in the first turn. Right? So people do have to go and buy models. People absolutely do have to go and buy models. Okay? So that's my first problem with what they've actually done. The leader rules and the things that they can join, although I kind of get it from a narrative perspective, it has forced people to go and buy models. And here's the other thing. Up until, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks before we were allowed to talk about it, D-cannons, weapon platforms in general for Eldar, were able to be taken in squads of 3. As were Warwalkers, as were Vipers. All able to be taken in squads of 3. And then when we got the rules and did some feedback, I say we, not me specifically, they went, oh, fuck. They're a bit broken. And so they changed the rules down to unit sizes of 1, which is okay, apart from the fact they've been unit sizes of 3 for I don't know how many editions. This is the same thing that happened with Astra Militarum when they released the Codex in 9th edition, and people had 9 basilisks because some people really fucking love Guard and they want a full and complete collection. So they have 9 basilisks. Are they ever going to really run 3 squads of 3? Probably not, to be honest. It's probably not going to happen, but maybe they want to run 2 squads of 2 because they love artillery, because that's their narrative, and they were allowed to do that in previous rules. And now they changed them, so they come in unit sizes of 1. Unit sizes of 1 means now that a man with 9 basilisks has 6 wasted fucking models that he's probably spent time, effort on, and painted. You're doing it with your right hand.
Just had dice confirmation. He's sending them.
He's sending them to us?
Yeah, they're the red ones.
They are the red ones.
Oh, they're so pretty.
Can you email that to my Gmail account?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't read my Gmail account out on stream, Luce, please. There's a whole bunch of pictures I don't want to receive to that particular email account. If you'd be so kind. What I can do is I can open the image up and full screen it and show chat what's about to be shipped across from Stevie, who is an incredible individual at Baron of Dice, a US-based dice making company who we have used so far to make all of our channel dice since we had the upgraded Vegvisir Viking symbol logo for the channel. Makes the prettiest dice out there. What I'm going to do, if Luce gets his message through to me, is I'm going to show you people on stream. By the way, thank you to everybody who did hit !gaming and come and join us. We gained like a whole 20-something subs. You guys are incredible. Thank you. Still trying to push towards that 1,000 mark. We played DMZ, which is a Call of Duty game. We are going to, at some point in the future, probably play some other games as well. But at the moment, the 3 of us are having so much fun on that one that's all we do. But it's more about just having fun, having a laugh, and hanging out with you people. So, you know, come and hang out with us. Read out the Gmail account. No, please don't. Now, if you guys have been to our... Hang on, let me see. Do I have to log it? If I have to log in, that's a problem. Yeah, I was going to let me straight into my Shopify account. Confirm. Okay, I'm in. Okay, good. Right, okay. Oh, I have an email from Luce. It says Purdy Dice. Okay,
Purdy
right.
Dice.
Can I look at my own store? I reckon I can. Where's the view store button? Custom. View your store. Okay, right, chat. We're doing it now. Okay. So we're going to screen share. Boop, boop. We're going to screen share. Okay, and hopefully you guys can see what I'm showing you right now, and hopefully it hasn't killed the audio. But these are our previous dice, okay? We had the first ever channel dice were matte black from Baron of Dice, right? Very pretty.
We're getting some more of.
Which we're getting another 500?
1,000.
1,000. Oh, okay. That's more than I thought. So we have 1,000 more black ones coming, okay, in this beautiful matte black cover from Stevie from Baron of Dice. And then our second attempt at dice, when we went for the run number 2, were matte white dice. These are the ones that you see on stream. I love matte colours, people. You might be able to tell.
They remind me of soft mints.
You please don't bite them. Please don't bite them. Okay, so these are our matte white dice. We have 1,000 more of these coming. They've been out of stock for a while. Okay, now I have to switch back to main screen. Come out of the full screen. Go into this one. Double click this image. Download the image. This is effort. This was effort I wasn't expecting to spend. Oh my god, it's not zooming in very well. It's a small image.
Well, I had to send it small. My phone won't ever send a picture medium or large. You have to zoom in every time, babe.
I bet it will. This is the third colour of dice that we will be selling to you people very, very soon. Another 1,000, and they're matte red as well. They're very red.
They're Coca-Cola red.
They're very red. I love that red.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with that.
What do we want the next ones to be? Blue? Green? Race car green?
Purple.
Purple?
I don't know.
Cadbury purple?
Oh, that sounds nice.
Ooh.
Maybe... I don't...
White logo?
I don't know.
Logo?
I don't know. Too much pressure. We've already just got these ones in, and they're being shipped to us very, very soon, people. So we're going to have another 1,000 red dice. So soon, the store is going to be flooded with 3,000 more dice for your purchasing pleasure, should you want. Okay? We don't take pre-orders because I don't know how to do it, to be honest with you. But at some point in the near future,
found it on the admin side.
On
of your
Shopify?
shop. I found it by accident, and I can't remember how I get back there.
Okay, I need to try and find it by accident as well then. Maybe I'd have a look tomorrow whilst I'm trying to accidentally fix my broken speakers too.
Cyberly Me says they got the right red. The story of the red isn't barren. There was like a minor domestic about, I sent you the colour thing. You haven't looked at it. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. And then chat all agreed on the same one that Liam agreed on.
Yeah, chat were right because they agree with me. Bonsai, thank you for the Bonsai Kitty Gaming. Thank you for the 2. RAP my witches. What Drakari is going in law now is what Drakari is doing in law now. I don't know what they're doing with Drakari. I don't think they're in a terrible place, but I don't know what they're doing with Drakari at the moment. They're okay. Not sure what. No answer it. I think like Venom and Raider spam is a thing right now, unfortunately, for Drakari. I don't like anything that requires spam to be a semi-decent faction. Where are we? Alunda Lorenzo, thank you for the 5. What if the guy with the knife has Terminator armor and 4 up for no pain? What if? Okay, but if that's a Terminator that has that, it'll be different in a different book. Of course, you can't have the same Terminator rules in 2 books. Oh, thank you for becoming a member at Yalta. You're a hero. Corvidai, thank you for becoming a member at Hasirtir. All you beautiful people becoming members. Have you seen how many people are watching, Luce?
I know.
They've all got fucking lost and they come here.
I thought I misheard you earlier when you said 800 odd of you are watching. I was like, no, I've misheard him. He said 100.
Thanks. Thanks for that.
Just because it would normally be in the garage and it's not. And I know some people like to watch the games rather than the talking heads. So I was like, it'll be quiet tonight, which is fine. You're having a shit day. And, you know, people who turn up in chat are really good at cheering him up, so it'll be fine. And then when I came in and logged on, I saw 800. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Everybody's gotten lost.
They're all lost. They've all gone to watch Valrak and took the wrong turn. And this is it.
Should we signpost
And they were like, fucking hell, Valrak's grown a beard and lost weight. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much, you two people, for becoming new members as well. You're amazing. Kanja, thank you for the 5. What a load of bullshit. Can I say inquisitorial acolytes? Can't now take plasma guns, thunderhammers, and don't get me started on chaos terminators. Oh my God, don't get me started either. Thank you for the donation. You're a hero for the donation. I like that. I love the fact sometimes, right? I always find it funny that people that are so angry at Games Workshop, who are now refusing to spend money with the Games Workshop because of what they're doing, are prepared to spend money to vent their rage to me. I appreciate you, chat. I appreciate you.
Well, that is what therapy is, isn't it?
It's also quite nice as well. In seriousness, when I'm sat here kind of stewing, right? So like I said, right, I think the edition has the potential to be the most fun edition we've ever had. I was more positive about the chat they made about 10th edition and the releases that they were, and the kind of statements they were making about 10th edition than I am actually about the edition right now that I've had my hands on it. That being said, I'm having fun with it. However, it is busted, it is broken, and the release was a complete mess. What is nice is when I come on stream, I'm very conscious of the fact that when I come on stream and I'm a bit pissed off and I've had a bad day, I don't want to just be a whole fucking wall of negativity because I'm having a bad day and for you to go, oh, fucking hell, Liam's off on one again. He's in a bad mood. We don't want to watch it. It's not enjoyable, right? I'm conscious of that. And there have been times, Luce will tell you, there's been times that I've had a terrible day and I come on with my smile. We're having fun, chat, because I don't want to put my negativity on you guys. I don't want you to carry my monkeys. I don't want you to be brought down by me. However, in this particular occasion, when I do come to stream, I'm like, no, actually, I think this is a shit state, and I think we need to call GW on this. Like, I almost titled, I didn't want to be too hellstormy. I didn't want to be too clickbaity. I almost titled this an open letter to GW because I'm like, I want them to watch it and be like, people are pissed off. This is a mad, fucking stupid edition that they haven't playtested well. They haven't prepared it well. They haven't written it well. And the release is, quite frankly, embarrassing. So when we get up to 830 people watching, when we're at over 500 likes before I've even gone offline, when the chat is popping and people are just agreeing with me, it's like, oh, okay, I feel vindicated. I genuinely feel vindicated at the moment about how I feel about this edition, if I'm honest. And that, like, honestly, thank you, because it makes me go, I'm not going mad, because I am in this super privileged position. So sometimes when I am negative about what GW are doing, I'm like, am I just being a bit precious? Am I just throwing a temper tantrum? Am I being a bit of a princess and throwing a temper tantrum? But when you guys are like, no, actually, this isn't fucking good enough, and I'm not having fun, right? Then I'm genuinely grateful that you guys are sort of, I'm a fan of the fact that you'll happily tell me that I'm not losing it. Anyway. Turns out 800 of us are really good at cheering him up. You are, in fact, very good at cheering me up. It just helps. You ever get to a place, any of you ever get to a place where you think to yourself something and you think, am I going mad? Am I going crazy? Am I just being ungrateful? Am I pissed off? Like, what is it? And then you speak to other people who've had a similar experience, who have been in the same boat, and it can be anything, right? It can be your work, it can be your kids, it can be school, it can be anything at all. And you think, is this me? And you talk to other people and they confirm how you're feeling because they feel it too, or they've had a similar experience. And you go, oh, you ever feel that relief where you're like, oh, it's not just me?
Yeah.
Well, that's what this lot do for me sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand or care.
I don't understand or care. I'm just here because on a Tuesday, I would be in here doing my homeschool planning and you would be over there. So I could have something like, what did I binge? I finally watched all of Happy Valley while you were away.
Oh, well, that is.
It's great. Very well written.
Not like 10th edition rules.
It needed to end on 3rd season. No more. Leave it there.
Okay.
It's very, very good.
Someone said already, you're just vocalising our opinions in a way that will actually get heard. Here's the other thing as well, Ferret's Revenge. This is an egotistical thing to say, but it is based on fact. I know for a fact that GW watches the content we put on the channel. They don't watch all of the content that they put on the channel. I would imagine with the title that I've put on for tonight's stream, this one will get watched. Whether it's being watched live, I don't know. I haven't yet had a message from them telling me to calm the fuck down. But whether it's watched live or whether they'll watch it after the fact, I don't know. But they do watch the streams. And so I also feel like there is a bit of a duty to you guys as a community. There's a responsibility essentially for us as a channel, for me and Joe and Eddie and Brom and Chris and Paddy as a channel, to give our honest opinions about what we think and how we feel about what they're doing. Whether that be model releases, new rules, new codexes, a whole new edition, whatever it might be, the app, the Warhammer TV service. I want to give my honest opinion across for two, maybe more reasons, but predominantly two reasons. Firstly, I'm essentially a reviewer of everything that I talk about. That's what we do here on the channel, essentially. So I want to make sure I'm giving you honest and informed information about what I'm talking about, whether it be 10th edition, whether that be a new model set, whether that be the Warhammer Plus app, whether that be the new app that they've got for the army building. If I give you an informed kind of piece of content, you guys can go away and you can make an informed decision. And that means that if I tell you something's fucking terrible and you choose to pay for it anyway, you can't come back at me and be like, Liam told me it was great, and it's actually turned out to be terrible, because what you can say is, Liam told me it was going to be terrible, and I've bought it anyway. And I think that's important to me, to make sure that I don't just hype up everything and I tell you my honest opinion as to what's happening and what's going on, so that you can make informed decisions as an audience, and essentially, as far as GW is concerned at least, a customer base, right? And I'll do that about everything. I've had multiple people ask me to review products or shout about things, and I've not had them in hand, so I flat refuse to review them, and I won't review them until they send me the physical version, and I can go, okay, cool, I'm happy to review this now because I've got my hands on it. But then one of my rules is I must have complete and utter autonomy as to what I say about that thing that you've sent me to review. That is unquestionable. There is no grey area here. This is why I could never have done an interview with Stu Black, because there's absolutely no way I would have been allowed to ask the questions that I wanted to ask.
Hey Liam, are the Titans really as enthusiastic as they are on stream? Or do they come off and swear and curse about GW? Just blink twice if it's the latter.
I mean, I don't need to blink twice, Sandy. Thank you for the 10, you're a hero. They do more swearing off stream than on stream. Probably not supposed to tell you people that, but they do more swearing off stream than on stream.
No, they don't.
They do. Oh, they do.
No.
They do. They do.
I think they say things like, gosh darn it.
They've been in this house. You've heard them.
No, I don't remember. They're innocent boys. They're nice boys. They won't swear. You are polluting their mind.
I mean, they swore more on stream over the last week than I did in their streams.
Nope, don't believe it.
Yep.
Nope.
Both Adrian and Brian said the word shit on stream.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
I won't believe it.
Lunch for Louise.
I think he means loose, but thank you so much, Bane Roland, you're a hero.
Wow, a $50 lunch.
Lovely. Yeah. I mean, nowadays.
What's that in pounds?
It's about, I think,
35 quid?
Probably, yeah. So like one box of cereal nowadays.
Yeah. I went into Morrison's the other day, because it's our local one, for some bread and milk, and I walked past some, I think it might have been Cocoa Pops. Nearly a £5.
I know.
They're having to do like buy 2 for a price.
Okay, I mean, £5 for cereal is fucking
It's
extortionate.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm not even paying £2 for cereal, so I've not been buying.
We can just pick slugs and snails out the garden. They can
No,
have that for
'cause
breakfast.
Honestly, the best breakfast. You know, it's boring.
Good news, he has moved from my legs and now using my chest as pillow. Breathing is hard now.
This is Montpup, by the way.
Right.
He has his 50-kilogram retriever was led on his legs,
Oh.
and is now led on his chest. That's why breathing is hard right now. Thank you so much for the $20 dono. You're here, Bane. Thank you for the $50. You're also a legend. Who's Lewis? Lois, Liam? I know. Don't tell her. She's still in the suitcase.
You've put air holes in there, right?
No, that's the problem. That's why the suitcase is still closed. I peeked and was like, oh, leave it there. That's the smell. That's the when you came in and said it smelled musty. It's that. Unfortunately, she didn't make it. She didn't make it, but you know.
Didn't make it. Well, if you watched Happy Valley, you'd know where to put the suitcase.
She didn't want it hard enough. Ultimately,
Yeah.
didn't want it hard enough, so she just gave up. Right. So reason number 1 is I want to make sure I give you guys a good and informed decision so you can make an informed decision. That's important to me. Like I said, a caveat for any review ever is that I must have autonomy with what I can say. And and that means that if someone says to me, we want to review your content before you post it, and we want control over whether you post it or not, then the answer will flat be no. I'm not doing the content because I want to be honest with my audience. It's very important to me that I give you guys an honest opinion. The second thing is that they do watch it. GW do watch it, so much so that I just said, oh no, I haven't yet had a message saying calm the fuck down. I now have a message on my screen saying calm the fuck down. From GW. It's a joke because he's watching, and I made a joke about it. He's not actually telling me to calm the fuck down, chat. But this is proof, right? My GW rep has just messaged saying calm the fuck down.
Have you ever had
He's
that
now probably going to tell me off for telling everyone.
Have you ever had that in an argument when you're like ranting and raving and someone goes, calm down? Does that not just send you right into the stratosphere of do not tell someone to calm down when they're clearly incapable of calming down?
No, not really. I'm not a female. I don't think it works for me.
Boff.
But yeah, so they clearly are watching because he's just proven to me that he's watching, which is good, which means it's another reason why I'm so incredibly keen to be very, very honest about what we're doing, because any company, anything, anybody, any person, anything in the world has no real... Why would they change their behavior if they don't think anything's wrong? And you can criticize people and you can criticize a company without hating them. This is a common misconception out there in the space in the world as well, right? And there are certain channels who get this very wrong, who want to criticize and feel that the only way they can criticize an organization or a company like Games Workshop is by hating on them and calling them the most evil corporation in the world and blah, blah, blah. That's not me, right? That is 100% not me. I am not saying that GW are an evil corporation. I'm not saying they're the enemy. I'm not saying they're terrible people. I'm saying that this release isn't good enough. But I'm not saying they're terrible people. I want them to be... We've been through this millions of times before. I want them to be successful. Them being more successful makes me more successful.
I love playing 10th with my friends, but at my local game store I have to set boundaries with players because getting wrecked by Eldar and tryhards is not fun. Love you all and keep being our voice.
Thank you, Biggie, for the 10. You're a hero. I will keep being the voice, quite honestly. And, you know, I think... If I'm honest with you as well, genuinely mean this as well, chat. Honestly mean this. GW have always said to me that they want me to be honest. So I'm going to give them some kudos. They've always said they want me to be honest. I've never been told off for anything I've said unless I've accidentally broken an NDA once or twice. That's never been the case. And I mean, I think I've accidentally broken it maybe once where I've had a message saying you couldn't have said that. And I was like, oh, fuck, sorry. And I was honest about it, you know. So I've never been told off. They've never criticized. They've never stopped sending me product. They've never stopped sending me preview stuff. They always feed it. And they always say, we just want an honest response. So I'll give them that much credit at least. And when we do ask them questions and when we do criticize, we often do get feedback. Sometimes it's honest. Sometimes it seems not so honest. I really want them to be more honest with you as a public. And I don't think this is going to happen. I'm going to say something now. Knowing they're watching, I'm going to say something now that I categorically don't think is going to happen. But I'm going to say it anyway. What I want them to do is I want them to come out into the community and say, we have not quite got this right. And we are aware that we have not quite got this right. And we're going to be making some changes. Whether that be towering, whether that be fate dice, whether that be death guard, whether that be the spelling mistakes, whatever it might be, but we haven't quite got this right. So, hey, what we're going to do right now as Games Workshop is we're going to do a couple of things, right? Here's the 2 things we're going to do to you, chat, because we or community, because we haven't quite got this right. And this is, I am urging people to watch this, and I'm urging people to do this. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to address the glaringly obvious problems of the over and underpowered as fast as we possibly can. And the second thing we're going to do is we're going to look at every interaction that's currently all over the forums and the questions about how does this work? It doesn't make any sense. And the arguments, things like knights rerolling all versus rerolling one. And we're going to give you answers on all of these things. And I specifically add the caveat that with the knight one, if they do decide to go down the route of saying one reroll hit, one reroll wound, I want them to say, hey, this wasn't how we originally intended it, but we've now realized that they're too strong. So I want them to do that as point number 1. Point number 2, I want them to set up a 10th edition specific feedback thing. An email, a Google form. I don't know how they do it, but I want them to set up something specific for 10th edition feedback. And I want them to push this out very publicly to the community. And honestly, I want them to be overwhelmed by the amount of people that send stuff in. So if they ever do this, I urge you, for anything you're not happy with, to make sure you feed it back to them. And I want this feedback to be more than just, are you happy with the rules? Strongly agree, strongly disagree. I want you to have space to actually put your opinion across. I want people to really be able to talk about how fucking pissed off they are about Forge World Legend stuff, specifically for Chaos Space Marines. Why the fuck can loyalists take a Thunderhawk and that's supported, but Chaos players can't? And I'm not saying we're going to use Thunderhawks at GTs. Of course we're not. But why is there such a disparity between how Space Marines are treated and how Chaos Space Marines are treated? And that's what I want them to see them do. I don't think they will, but that's what I want to see them do. If they do those things, I want significantly more honest communication with the audience out there. Do you know what, chat? Of course I'm going to say this because it's me, but I would love cunts like me to actually be given the opportunity to go in to speak to some of their management team and ask them the real questions. Like, why was this edition not play tested to a standard that meant it could be released in an acceptable state? How in 10th edition are we going to avoid the Votan situation where a codex is nerfed before it's released to the public? Why was it acceptable to sell to customers for actual real money that they have to go and earn data cards that are already out of date on release? And we know they're out of date because we've released updated ones on the website. They're the questions that I want to be able to ask people. That's what we should be asking them. That's something that I would love for them to do. It's not going to happen, you know. I know it's not going to happen. I'm aware it's not going to happen. But that's what I want from GW. And they're going to tell me to fuck off. I'm going to keep asking the questions on stream. And maybe, just maybe, they'll have an answer that comes out at some point on the website and you can go, Liam was asking that question. Maybe this is in response. Maybe it's not in response. Maybe it's just something they're doing anyway. So, let's see. Why did you feel the need to remove all these heresy units that are in plastic from 40k when 40k players were buying them and you were in fact making money off of them? Doesn't make any sense to me. You know, just me maybe, but hey. Right, Soups, thank you for the 5. So how bad a person am I for wanting to field the 3D cannons I painted 3 months ago with no insider knowledge? Just do it. You built them. Just don't expect to make any friends, because you won't make any friends. You'll lose all your friends that way.
Borf mates on the noggins oilium. I'm going to visit the UK in September. Right, cheery. I'm lucky Lou for secret chipper food bollocks. Good to visit non-tourists. Did I get the accent down, chipperoo?
I think you didn't hear her read that one out, but I think you nailed that accent. Nailed. Have you seen the super chat?
No.
It says Boff mates on the noggins oilium. I'm going to visit the UK in September. Right, cheery. I'm lucky Lou for secret chipper food bollocks. Good to visit non-tourists. Did I get the accent down, chipperoo? The look I got.
There's an awful lot of slang in there.
Yeah. Sorry, Soups. Yes, Soups, play your 3D cannons. Just don't expect to have any friends, mate, basically. I need the kind of friends like a Stockholm for a bit. Yeah, absolutely. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. James, thank you for the 5. Only good thing about this edition is that firstborn units like Assault Marines and Tactical Squads have a place again. Agree. Odd choice. Again, odd choice, right? All this firstborn stuff has a place again. We're going to get rid of the Forge World stuff that Chaos players were using, despite the fact that Chaos players have significantly less data sheets than Space Marines. Christian, thank you for the 5. Friday's drinking stream is going to be lots of laughs and profanity. Keep up the great streams, Liam and Loose. I need to order some mead so it can turn up in time for Friday.
Okay.
I'm Diffie Mead. Remind me after the stream, because I'll forget again. But thank you so much. You're a hero. Thank you, Jonathan, for the 20. Water for Lewis. He's getting lots out of us right now. He. Getting lots out of us.
That's a boy's spelling, I think, Lewis.
I don't know.
Yeah, L-U-I-S, Lewis.
Lois has got an O in it, isn't it, I think?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Right, can you keep them company on the chat for 2 minutes whilst I use the bathroom?
Oh my God, no.
Why not?
I'm busy. This is my admin time.
If you were that busy because it's your admin time, you wouldn't have plugged your fucking microphone
Because
in.
I was
So don't
gonna
give me that
bounce
bullshit.
off you.
Don't, beg your pardon?
Yeah.
Not on stream. It's not that kind of website.
That's not our brand.
That's the weekend website.
No, I've had children. It's not worth anything. No.
Right, I'm just gonna nip to the bathroom upstairs. You just have to talk to chat.
Can you not hold it? When are you going to put a catheter in?
Chat.
We've been asking for ages.
I've been asking for ages.
Because you keep nipping off.
We haven't found one the right size.
Shut up.
I didn't say big, did I?
Stop it.
Right, chat. You got questions for Luce? You can put them in chat right now, but don't put in a big super chat that will read it out because she can't hear you because it's the headphone. Unless you want to sit here for 2 minutes.
No.
Okay, well there you go. She
No
just wants
boobs
to see.
on stream.
No boobs on stream. Right, I'm gonna. Okay, 2 minutes. She'll talk to you. It'll look like a blank screen, but you'll get audio. Okay. You need to practice your constant talking now. Right. Good.
Oh, maybe chat can actually help me.
Okay, I'm worried now. In what?
Because PayPal won't let me pay for the rest of the dice because it's over a limit. I haven't set the limit, but it's over a limit that PayPal have set, and I can't find where to.
Okay, I don't know.
Redo the limit.
Okay, I'm gonna use bathroom. I'll be 2 seconds.
You're not going to be 2 seconds though.
It's just a wee.
It better be just a wee micro size. It's never just a wee. Okay, does anyone have a question? Again, please don't super chat it because I can't hear it, and God knows if I'll talk over it. They don't make them that small, Legion. Josh Dedrick, random, but I've never heard of an Englishman named Josh. Do they exist, or are we only a foreign breed? I know a few Joshes. Where are you from, Josh? Hi, Luce. How is the allotment in this weather? So, thanks for asking, Garsty. Because Leon was away, I didn't have really anyone to tag in to look after the boys, so I had to bring them along with me to the allotment. The heat has been, we've not been able to keep on top of the tomatoes. They haven't got blight, but all the leaves have curled in and they've just stopped producing tomatoes. So maybe a decent drink and they'll burst into life again. The potatoes are doing good. My carrots failed, but a lot of people had their carrots fail. Jill says, Luce, have they sent a PayPal invoice? No. It's just he'll email me and then I'll just pay on PayPal, but I don't know how to. I've had to reset my password, prove it's me about 3 times, and I can't find any section of PayPal where it easily signposts me to say change your spending limit or set a spending limit. Necromancer, at least we cannot hear him like when he was playing with the Titans. Did he not turn his microphone off? Oh no, that's terrible. That's terrible. I hope he wasn't talking to himself. Favorite beer or drink? I'm not really much of a drinker. Did you leave your microphone on when you went to the toilet at the Titans? Yeah. No.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Did you know you left it on?
No. So I switched the mute switch. Apparently,
Okay.
I didn't switch the mute switch, or I must have switched it back when I put it back in my pocket, or then mute switch just doesn't work. And then I walked off down to the toilet.
Why didn't you just take your mic pack off?
Because I wire it under the shirt because I like it to look neat and tidy. It didn't seem to be a problem. And then I walked down there, and obviously what they had is zoop, donk, as it hit the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't
And
listened
the
to it back. But
reversing siren of the crane that had to help you
Yeah,
lift
yeah,
it
yeah.
into the
Yeah.
bowl. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more than a 2-hand job. Exactly, yeah. It is more than a 2-hand job, exactly. That's what happened. And then I walked back into the room afterwards, completely oblivious, and Adrian's laughing because Mel had texted him because she was watching from home, and he was like, "Did you mute your microphone?" I was like, "Apparently not."
Nice.
And he was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Everyone's got a piss."
Oh my god, I'm human and I piss.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Brilliant. Okay. Did we? Oh, there's no more super chats. Cool. We didn't miss anything.
Paddy's in.
Paddy's in. Yeah, I turned him into a moderator
Oh, yeah.
because he's one of the team. Okay, one of the team. One of the men. One of the men. He's been gloriously painting Chris's Astronautarium. If you check out Paddy 40k on Instagram, you can see the painting he's been doing for Chris. It's quite glorious.
Do you know what? I was talking about your merry band of lunatics the other day.
Yep, that's their name.
Because I don't there seems to be a bit of a feeling amongst the women folk that there is a small uprising happening because apparently, this isn't true in my walk of life, but apparently men folk are a bit shit. Apparently, I'm just a messenger, don't shoot me. And I said, actually, we're quite an active household.
Yeah.
And I think, so how many have we got? Paddy, Chris, Joe, Brom, you, Eddie. Anyone I've missed?
Chris, Paddy, Brom, Joe, me, Eddie. No, that's the merry band of lunatics.
That's it. And I said all of them are actually really nice guys, very respectful.
Well,
I'm
not sure we can use all of those words for Joe.
I'm sure there are some guys out there who maybe they are shit. Again, messenger, don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. Maybe they are. But I was talking about your merry band of lunatics as like we must have really struck gold in who you do your streams with.
Yeah.
Because they are all lovely, really respectful, genuinely funny.
I mean, let's not go too far.
No, I
genuinely
think
funny.
They can genuinely banter and not overstep the mark.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So I sit there with like a Cheshire cat grin, like, no, I don't know what men you're talking about because I don't have any of those.
Because your one's fantastic. Is that what you're saying?
You are fantastic.
It's on stream. That's recorded forever. That's recorded forever. Eddie, a man folk. Yeah, he's more of a child folk. To be fair, Carl. Absolutely.
Just the messenger. Don't shoot me. But I don't know. And now my Facebook is full of these. This is how you know you've got a narcissist in your house. Oh.
You said GW is a business, so they probably look at numbers. If people still buy their product, the quality of rules isn't really that important for them.
There's another one coming straight through as well.
Couldn't have timed that better.
Why?
Oh my god, there's a narcissist.
Up to now I am enjoying 10th, but I haven't played again Eldari. As for Forge World, my SSM can't use my 3x decimators, 1's termite, 1x chitin, 2's resin sicaron, 2's didio, 2's leviathan, 2's contemptors. It hurts.
That really fucking hurts, Christos. It's shit. And I really hated the fact that everybody that had that, I said to everybody who has had that experience, please email in, and everyone got the same fucking bullshit answer as well. You can still use these units as Legends rules are coming. Fuck off. You can't use, like, no one plays Legends. That's a bullshit answer. Legends equals dead. Legends equals you killing a datasheet. Legends also means you're probably not going to continue to support its rules in the future, and when another edition comes, it's probably not even getting a fucking datasheet. Legends is essentially the same thing as taking a 40k unit to the old people's home. It's going there to die. That's what's happening. It's going there to die, and people are going to look at it in the corner and feel sorry for it. They're not actually going to interact with it. They're just going to look at it sat there in the chair and be like, oh, it's dying, and then they're going to leave. That's what Legends is. That's what it happens to Legends stuff. It's always been what's happened to Legends stuff. Dang Skippy, thank you for the 5. So unprofessional. Keep a jar under your desk. This is for the P-Jar Fund. Thanks, mate. And Not Beard the Pirate. Great name. Thank you so much for becoming a Skull tier member. That puts us, chat, on 95 members for the night. Don't worry. Don't worry. There's currently no giveaway planned for this evening. Okay. GW is a business trick. The problem is they're going to sell out of Leviathan. This is the problem. This is why I need to make such a noise about the sort of things that they're doing, because quite frankly, we need to make sure that somehow it gets back to them that this isn't really acceptable and it's not really good enough, because product sales are certainly not going to show them that. Because guess what? Like I said, they're very lucky. They do in fact make the nicest models on the market, and so we're all going to keep buying them because they literally make the best models on the market, which also makes them think, oh, we're doing a good job.
Been watching for a while, finally subbed. Glad my Necrons now feel nice to play, unless you're my mate's melee Tyranidami where everything you kill just comes back by the time it's his turn.
Not Beard the Pirate, thank you so much for the 10. You're a hero. Thank you for the sub as well if you've been watching for a while. You're amazing. It's people don't seem to realise how much a £5 membership or anything above that for that matter really makes a difference to the channel. Subscriptions, so essentially memberships, which are recurring revenue, are the most important to us. If you guys don't think you're going to miss $4.99 a month. It's so important. Her Seer tiers are great for us as an entry level, but we don't really make any money off of them at all because it's $1.99 and then YouTube takes a cut and then fucking the tax man takes his cut. And by the time we get the money from a Her Seer tier member, it's fucking pennies, right? But £5 tiers and above are so important because if you are happy to just let them run and let them keep going and keep being at that tier, it really that consistent revenue is important for us to future plan for staff, for studio space, for new armies, for upgrading equipment. It's so important to us to run a business. It's the same as Netflix taking a subscription off of you. It's the same as Warhammer Plus taking a subscription off of you, apart from we offer value. It's the same as any of those businesses that take subscription models. Low value, high volume is so important to us. So I really appreciate you taking the plunge and becoming a member. You're a legend. And to anyone who's done that tonight, anyone who's picked any kind of level of membership from her Seer tier all the way through to we've had her Scars. No Thanes tonight, we've had her Scars. You guys are all incredible. We really, really appreciate it. So massive thank you from me and the team. More importantly, massive thank you from me and Luce. You guys are amazing. Anyway, yeah, Christos, you probably don't want to play Eldar, by the way. You're probably going to have a bad time against Eldar, but thank you so much for the 10, man. You're a hero. George Vincent, thank you for gifting 5. Scrollnib gifted 1. Big Bad Peter gifted 1. That puts us on 102 for the night, Luce. Look at that.
102.
We did it. Did you know, by the way, we did a loose fact whilst we were away.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Aww.
But it wasn't a loose fact. Adrian had to do a loose fact, and it was pretty terrible. Because he didn't have a fact book where he could pull a random fact out that we had to decide if it was true or false. He just made something up on the spot.
No, I that's respectable. We don't know. Ooh, is it true? Is it not? Ooh.
Okay. Josh, thank you for the 2. Are Tyranid Raveners good this edition, by the way? I don't actually know. I haven't looked at them as a data sheet. I'm not sure. Where's the app? Let's have a quick look at the Tyranid Warriors on the app. Because the app's actually... Do you know what? The app's actually pretty good. One thing I will say, after all my moaning tonight, the app is very, very good. Raveners. There we go. Okay. So, 10-inch move, toughness 5, save 4+, 3 wounds, leadership of 8+ is bad, OC of 1, range weapons is a thoracic bioweapon, 3 shots, 4s, well, that's pretty shit. Their melee weapons are Ravener Claws and Talons, twin links to reroll wounds, 7 attacks hitting on 3s at 5/1/1. That's not terrible. Abilities, Deep Strike's good. Synapse, Death from Below at the end of your opponent's turn. If this unit's not within engagement range of one of my enemy units, you can remove it from the battlefield and place it into strategic reserves. Very good. Uppy Downy. We love a bit of Uppy Downy. You don't get to change any weapons. And points-wise, they're 25 points each. Okay, they're reasonable. Raveners are good. Fast unit. Uppy Downy means you've got lots of board control with them. You can go and do things like objectives. I don't hate them. I think they're decent. 25 points a model. Melee profile's pretty good. Range profile's pretty tonk, but you're not taking them from the range profile, let's be honest. So they're a solid choice. There you go. Answered your question live. Thank you, Josh, for the 2. Cordius, the DM, thank you for the 5. I think the whole Legends drama will just push more people into 3D printing. I agree with you. Why money for stuff that can get axed when you can print it for far cheaper? And it's not just far cheaper, let's be honest, Cordius. It's fucking ludicrously cheaper to print something of almost equal quality. And if they're now going to just showcase, hey, we don't give a fuck how much money you've spent. We're just going to change it as we see fit, and we're going to wipe off hundreds, not sometimes thousands of pounds of your product. I have forever been a person who's been completely and utterly against 3D printing Games Workshop stuff because I think it's bad if people are printing things that directly belong to another company in terms of intellectual property and copyright. And it is bad. Let's be honest. It's fucking illegal, quite frankly. However, if they're going to treat customers that way, can I blame people for... Am I ever going to do it? No. If I'm honest, I'm not. Can I blame people for doing it now? No. If you think that there's a possibility, and they've shown that it is a possibility, that you can spend hundreds and hundreds, if not nearly £1,000 on a Thunderhawk gunship, and you spend even more money converting that Thunderhawk gunship as you add spikes to it, and you make it look chaos, because you're a chaos player, and you fucking don't care about Imperium, but you really wanted that massive centerpiece, and then they go, yeah, Legends. Oh, great. I'm so glad I spent that much money on that product. That makes me so happy. Right, okay. Anyway, Psychhack, thank you for becoming... Is it Psychhack? Have I said that right? Yeah, Psychhack, thank you for becoming a Skull tier member. You're a hero. You're a legend. There we go. Good. We've done 2 hours. I feel like that's enough. You feel like that's enough?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Lou's like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go to the shop because I'm hungry now.
You'll need to... It closes in half an hour.
Yeah, I know. That's why also I feel like 9:30 is going to be enough.
Don't go buying cereal. They'll be laughing.
Not at that price, no.
No,
Not
Cocoa
at that
Pops
price.
can wait.
I wasn't hungry earlier. I was in such a bad mood. I didn't want to eat any food, but now I'm peckish. I don't know what I fancy, though.
Well, don't buy any mackerel because that's now £11. So that's staying on the shelf.
For mackerel?
For mackerel, yeah.
Oh, my God.
What else was shocking? Oh, I saw, breakfast bars. Kellogg's got some.
I keep thinking that the 40k edition's rules emulate the traits of the legions. 9th was a decent melee edition, Blood Angels. 10th is a shooty tanky edition, Iron Hands. Maybe 11th will be redacted.
I like that kind of analogy, Michael. I don't think it's entirely true, but I love the analogy anyway. Thank you for the 10. You're a hero. Carry on, Luce. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kellogg's do some breakfast bars that are over £2 now.
Oh. For breakfast bars?
Yeah, I can make flapjacks in the kitchen for we've already got all the stuff, so I guess for free because we've already got it. But it's essentially a flapjack with dried cranberries in it. Come on.
Right, you people have been incredible tonight. I am still slightly jet lagged, so if you don't mind, I'm going to take my leave slightly earlier than I normally would. Normally on a game stream night, we would be live for at least 3 hours. I sincerely apologise for the fact that I won't be live for the next hour. I'm tired. I need to go and grab something to eat and just get to sleep and try and get myself back on this time frame. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with jet lag this time around. I don't normally, but I am. Tomorrow will be a normal 40k show, so we'll be live at 9 p.m. tomorrow. I'd love to see all 800 of you back in the chat tomorrow night. That would be amazing if you want to come out, hang out tomorrow night. I don't yet know what we're going to do. Maybe the Thanes can come up with a topic that we can talk about. I don't really want to be completely negative again. I don't really want to bang this drum too hard. Hopefully GW have watched. Hopefully they're going to reach out. Maybe we can have a conversation with them. I don't feel like I'm being entirely unreasonable with what I'm saying or with the problems I have with this edition personally, but maybe I am. You guys tell me. Maybe I am. If there's some things with the edition currently, and the hope that I have this conversation, if there's some things with the edition currently that you really have a problem with or a question that you really want answered, make sure you stick it in the comment section below once the video becomes an on-demand video. And if I do get the chance to speak to them, if I can, and if there's not 10 million of them, I'll try and put some of your points across as well. Okay? But thank you so much for hanging out with us. You guys are amazing. But we're also back in the UK, and Luce is with us, and it's the end of the stream. Which means it's Loose Fact, the bit that everybody really tunes in for, the reason why we still got 700 viewers.
There are 1,792 steps in the Eiffel Tower.
Who counts that?
Whose job is that?
No one counts that. Someone's just written a fucking number in a fact book.
Yeah, that looks about right.
Yeah. And who's actually ever going to fact check it either?
Well, that's it now. You got to take me to Paris. Got to fact check the
To
Eiffel
count
Tower
11,000 steps?
Yep, that's what it's all about. It's not the romance. It's not the views or the food or the proposals that happen in front of the Eiffel Tower. It's about the steps in the Eiffel Tower. They're all doing it wrong.
It's all about the steps.
All about the get your steps in.
Yeah. Thank you so much to everybody who donated tonight. You guys have been incredible. Don't forget, 10% of our super chat revenue will go to Models for Heroes. They're actually announcing our collaboration at some point very, very soon. Or I say collaboration, me as an ambassador for that charity. !M4H in chat if you want to know more about that amazing charity that we are going to be supporting with hopefully a big donation at the end of the year. Thank you so much to all the new members. For people that chose to become members all by themselves, you guys are amazing. For people that were gifted a member, thank you so much to those people that gifted. And if you were gifted a membership, please make sure you use it. Get yourself in Discord. Come and hang out with us. Come and see what it's all about. See what the Great Hall's like. It's full of amazing, wonderful people. You're all amazing. Thank you so much. I think that's everything. Anything you want to say, Luce, before we go?
Nope.
Oh, no? Okay.
Please, can we all not buy the mackerel or the Cocoa Pops? We need to make a stand about the ridiculousness.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. for the 40k show.